Today we're going to talk briefly about probability, the probability of an event happening. There's lots of different ways, different experiments that we're going to do. Most of them are going to be involved a spinner, like you see here on the page. There's flipping a coin, there's choosing tiles and marbles and all kinds of stuff. So let's start with the spinner thing. So, probability is determined by the number of favorable outcomes, meaning what we want. Okay, what we want to happen. I want to spin a 4. How many chances do I have to spin a 4? And that is always written as a fraction over the number of possible outcomes. Okay, how many possibilities are there? So, if I had a basic spinner here, right, that was maybe divided into, I don't know, this isn't going to be equal. It should be equal, shouldn't it? But if it's divided into 5 wedges, okay, those are my possible outcomes, are 5, okay? Now, if this is my problem, the probability of the event spinning a 4, this is how we write it, P4. Now, you should be jotting down some of these notes here. You don't have to write down every word that's on this page. I'll probably post it, but get it in your brain. Jot down some of these notes that we write. The probability of spinning a 4 looks like this, P parentheses 4. Well, how many 4s are there in my spinner? There's only one, right? There's one 4. So the chance of me spinning a 4 is 1 out of 5. 5 total slots, one of them is 4. That's the basics. Okay, now sometimes you have to think about it a little bit more than that. But basically, like, how many of what you want are there, and how many are there total? Basic fraction stuff. Okay, so let's look down here. Here's a different spinner. Notice it looks a little bit different here. Notice this looks different. And we've got more than one number. How many is it? The first thing you always want to look at is how many is it divided up into total. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all of my denominators are going to start out as being over 8. Everything is out of 8. Okay, so my directions say for one spin, find the probability and then express each one as a fraction and a decimal. So let's first look at how many 3s are there. What's the probability in number 1 of spinning a 3? Well, I've got 1, 2 3s. So it's 2 out of 8, which reduces to 1 out of 4. You always reduce it. And the fraction for that would be 0.25. You should have that memorized. A quarter equals 0.25. Now I'm going to take it a step further and remind you that we could write this as a percent also. Okay, there's a 25% chance of me spinning a 3 here. Well, what are the chances of me spinning a 2? I've got 1, 2, 3 2s. So my chances are 3 out of 8 that I will spin a 2. And if I divided 3 divided by 8 in my calculator, I would get 0.375, which equals 37.5%. Okay, I don't know that your book asks you for percent, but I think it's good for you guys to process some of this. And I hope that you're writing down. You should be writing down, what I am. You don't have to write down what's typed on the page, just maybe what I write. Okay, and the probability of spinning a 1, there's only one 1 over here, isn't there? It's a 1 out of 8. And 1 divided by 8 is 0.125. So there's only a 12.5% chance. Because remember, we move this over, bloop, bloop, for percent. Okay, so that's basically what probability is. Let's look at some more examples down here. I'm going to move this guy up here out of my way. Okay, so for one spin, find each of the following probabilities. So first thing I always do, how many do I have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one didn't come out quite. So all of these are going to be over 6, right? All of my probabilities for this problem are out of 6. Now the first one wants to know, what's the probability of spinning a number that's less than 4? So what does that mean, less than 4? It means it could be a 1, it could be a 2, It could be a 3. Those are all less than 4. 4 is not less than 4. Neither are 5 and 6. So this is a 3 out of 6 probability, which reduces to 1/2, which is 0.5, which is 50%. Okay. What about the probability of spinning something less than 6? So I know it can't be 6, it has to be less than 6. So it could be 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. That's pretty good odds. That's 5 out of 6. 5 divided by 6 in my calculator is 0.83 repeating, which is approximately 83%. Pretty good chance there, right? The closer we get to 100, the better chance it is. And the last one, the probability of spinning greater than or equal to 3. That means, I'm going to get rid of these just so it's less confusing. That means greater than or equal to 3. It means it could be 3. It could be 3. It could be equal to 3. And then anything greater. So it could be 4, 5, or 6. Can't be 1 or 2 because they're not greater than 3. So you're going to have to stop and think. Okay. So that is 4 out of 6, which reduces to 2/3, which is 0.66 repeating, which is approximately 67%. Let's look at just a couple more examples here. Get my editing tool out. This first one says, state the possible outcomes for the following experience. A coin flip. Remember, a coin could be heads or tails. All right, so, and that's pretty much 1/2 each. Those are the only two. This one is an interesting one because of the way that it's divided up. If you think about it, it's actually got, 2 blues in it. You can't see the line there. So, however, the possible outcomes of this are blue, red, or green. Okay, and the possibility of spinning a blue in this case would be 2 out of 4. The possibility of spinning a red would be 1 out of 4, and the possibility of spinning a green would be 1 out of 4. This, of course, reduces to 1/2. Okay, so I don't know. I guess I'll do this last one down here. If you guys are still a little confused, you can keep watching. If not, you can go back to your homework. But this one, your probability of spinning a 5 would be, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. So this would be 1 out of 5. Less or greater than 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. And less than 4 would be 1, 2, 3 out of 4, or 3 out of 5, sorry. Okay, so give this homework a shot. We'll do a little bit more of it tomorrow.